All right, everybody, welcome into post-show headlines. I'm Andrew Salciunas, old man John Kincade. Thanks for watching us on YouTube every single day. And, of course, watching some of these things that we've been having fun doing starting this week. It's going to be something that we continue to do almost after every show because it's our chance to talk about topics that we don't really get into during the show.
Let's be honest. Andrew says, John, we're not talking about these things.
No.
And I want to talk about them, so I think we got to get to these.
So he makes me work more after the show. Thanks a lot. Something that we did touch on earlier today, but I do want to talk a little bit more about it. The message that I had for Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers today, last night was a joke. I know they made it somewhat of a ball game, but when you watch that starting five get trotted out there and Paul George is out, Maxi's out, Joel Embiid's out, and there's no idea of when this is going to be done. When are guys going to start playing? When are they going to be potential buyers or sellers at the deadline? Daryl Morey needs to speak to the media. He needs to hold a press conference. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. Well, what is he going to say?
What's he going to say?
He needs to at least show a presence.
I just got to say that I feel your pain today, and I felt it doing the show with you, hearing you and your passionate rant.
That's very nice.
But I literally want to roll my eyes at everybody going, did we not see this coming? Is this not what people expected to be happening? I never saw this plan coming together.
Yeah, but for him to be in the shadows, for him to not talk at this point.
It's not right.
It's bad for the fans.
Right.
I'm not even saying for us for content purposes. I'm saying for a fan who's going down, driving down, and hears Tom McGinnis during the pregame show announce the starting lineup, and they're going, what am I going to this game for? And the president of basketball operations needs to talk.
And it's a Thunder game, so you think a lot of people, if you're picking like a few games a year, you got to go to. Thunder game's probably one of the biggest ones.
Right, and you're going to say, man,
I want to watch
get that
lineup? That's terrible.
And it was bad. So Daryl Morey needs to speak to the fans, and of course he does that through the media because people need to start getting answers as to what's going on with this basketball team. All right, topic number 2. I was going to bring it up on the air, but it's Eagles time, and I don't think Phillies are really on the mind of people right now. Did you see what they did on the MLB Network, ranking the pitchers across Major League Baseball?
No, I did not.
They ranked Zack Wheeler number 1.
Really?
Out of every pitcher in Major League Baseball, they have Zack Wheeler. And the numbers will tell you that is the correct answer.
Give me 2, 3. Like, you got any of the others?
I don't have them off the top of my head.
No, what I'm saying is that but Zack Wheeler is
Scooble was number 2. The Cy Young in the
Zack
American
Wheeler
League
has a better resume than him.
But it's amazing because I don't think people ever really sit back and think, wow, Zack Wheeler is the best pitcher in baseball. We realize, remember the debates back in the day of who's the true ace of this team, Zack Wheeler versus Aaron Nola?
I'm glad I'm on the right side of history with that.
Yeah,
one.
Same, I'm with you. Now the topic is Zack Wheeler number 1, yes or no? And the people that do baseball every single day for a living break down all the statistics, break down all the accomplishments that these guys have, which is still amazing that he has not won a Cy Young during this time with Philadelphia.
Which is crazy.
He's ranked number 1 out of all of Major League Baseball. He's your ace.
And if he's our ace, and then this pitching staff going into the year, I feel extremely confident. I feel better about this staff than probably any staff.
Well, you would think as long as the arms are still intact, right? Like Ranger Suarez was pitching better than anybody in the world for a time last year.
Till like of course early June, and then it fell apart.
So if they stay healthy, you know that this staff could be number 1 across all of baseball. But man, he's Doc Holliday. Like, we have to realize this. We have to really sit down and think. Roy Halladay, who was the best pitcher in baseball for a period of time when he was with the Phillies, you're now seeing that in Zack Wheeler. And the guy just keeps on getting better.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's been unbelievable. And they gave him that extension last year. A lot of people were worried about the money.
And he took an undervalued extension. He could have made a lot more.
In terms of years.
He could have made a lot more, too, I believe, if he had waited out. Look at what these guys are getting paid
And
today.
he's been consistent, regular season and playoffs.
And you never hear from him.
No.
Just
he's quiet.
Low rent. I mean, not low rent, low stress.
No, he's very low stress.
Very high rent.
Now, I know we haven't talked about this at all. And I was out sick with the flu when a lot of these guys were
I wouldn't have sat next to you last week.
Signing their 1-year extensions to avoid arbitration. It really looks like your 2024 Philadelphia Phillies will be your 2025 Philadelphia Phillies.
It's the same hitting coach, same approach, same players. It makes zero sense to me. Now, look, they're going to be a really good team, and they're going to make the postseason.
Just like we said, Zack Wheeler's ranked number 1. A lot of these baseball people are ranking the Phillies still 3, 4, or 5 in all of baseball.
ESPN had them too.
Yeah.
Two.
So they're going to be a good baseball team.
Okay, whether I'm seeing that, I don't see it. I don't see that being the case because the Braves are going to be much better. Because they're going to be
healthier.
The Mets, I'm one saying I think the Mets are going to look at last year as I don't like the Juan Soto signing for them. I think
he's going to be really good.
I think we know his numbers, but I don't think the Mets are going to be better. I don't think the Mets are going to be challenging for the division title.
Yeah, what pitching staff?
I don't like their pitching. The Phillies beat the Mets in all 5 rotation spots. R1, they're 1. R2, they're 2. So I feel really good about it being a Phillies-Braves race.
But you know what it's going to be? It's going to be all about the playoffs, and you're going to question, did this team get better to win in October? And you saw them, they've now gone back one step every year.
Okay, but 2022 and 2023, in August and September, you saw a team that was heading this way, that was showing you signs that they were getting things together. Last year, August and September, we saw a team heading down the hill.
Well, it's the same team.
We should have seen it. But the thing is, though, we should have seen the performance. I think last year they peaked too early. That's my assessment. They peaked too early. They were playing their best ball April, May, June, July, and then
they thought that they were good enough, and they didn't improve at the deadline.
Well, they also started to give guys weeks off and those random days off.
Yeah, they took their foot off the gas pedal.
They did.
All right, I told you a story before the show that I'm going to tell the audience. So I'm going down to Clearwater for spring training. Can't wait to go.
Man.
March 16th, I fly down. So something I love doing is I love watching walking tours, and I love watching like the traveler guide. Even though I've been to Clearwater multiple times now, I just like to, sit back.
So you're on like a YouTube and you're watching.
Yeah, I just search Clearwater and I watch the person walking around, going to all my favorite bars. And so I showed Cooper because he's going to be going down with us for his first time. And I showed him like a 20-minute video of things to do with families and other things to do. There's an aquarium, there's zoos, there's parks, there's the beach, there's pools at the hotel. Afterward, I go, buddy, what are you most excited for? Tommy's Tiki Bar.
Well, he's the Salciunas. So he is. It shows you that is your son.
He doesn't know what a Tiki Bar is. He saw it in the video, the informational video. Now, look.
But in his blood, he does.
That's probably a bad thing.
In his blood, he does.
Probably a bad thing,
He understands.
But it's amazing, right? You see the nice fruity-looking drink. It has the pineapple on the side. He likes pineapple.
Okay,
so he goes, ooh, that looks delicious.
Well, you get him a virgin margarita or a virgin daiquiri. And you let him have the fruit on it and the fancy straw.
Can I really do that he'll be turning 3 that week?
My daughter and I have a picture every year from the beach, probably around 4 or 5. From 4 or 5, every year on the last day of our beach trip, we would share one of those kind of drinks because Dad doesn't drink them.
Yeah.
And we'd have 2 straws and we'd be in the pool.
That's awesome.
We recreated the picture every single year. Started drinking the virgin stuff, just started drinking the virgin drinks early, and then now I got a 21-year-old that tells me where she's going drinking.
I can't even recreate the sound that came out of me when he said Tommy's Tiki Bar. I was cracking up out of everything. We watched a video of the zoo, which you have said spoken highly of.
You're going down to spring training this year. You gotta go see the zoo in Tampa. It's awesome.
Well, he wants to go to Tommy's Tiki Bar. Which,
I'd go do that after the zoo.
I'm in favor of it.
The zoos are hot. It's always hot at the zoo.
All right, last thing. I was thinking about this. So Amy Fadul was in with us today, and she joins us every single week. And I was asking her about her sons because they're at a young age, and this is really good time in Philadelphia sports. I was like, what are your boys like on game day? And it started making me think of you. So since we've become professionals in this, and you've been doing it longer than I have, our game days are a little bit different. Like you're sitting in a press box, right? I'm sitting at home, pen, notepad, taking down ideas for the show.
Sure.
I'm trying to think, what was John Kincade like in his early years as a fan? How would you handle game day? You're not working. You're not thinking about your job. You're sitting down.
Well, give me a time frame of age.
Was
I a kid?
Let's go kids. Let's go 12 to 16 range. You're still at home with your parents.
Okay, we would do mass at St. Anastasia.
Okay.
A trip to Broomall Cold Cuts on the way home.
Nice.
Stopped at Broomall Cold Cuts, got the fresh lunch meat, the fresh Amoroso rolls, a big one of those pickles out of the barrel.
Yeah, okay.
And then it would be down to the basement to get Dad's beers out of the fridge for him. Well, I'd have to do a beer trip up and down.
You're living in his house, you gotta work.
Get a few of those. And then it was watch the games. And honestly, My dad and I were very different guys,
Mhm.
and my warmest memories, though, of that relationship were around like a Sunday watching football,
Yeah.
or he would listen to Phillies games out on the back patio. So that was what Sunday was like. It was always about the food, but it was always cold cuts.
Because you're not a big eater now during game days.
No,
You've
no,
told
no,
me
no,
that you
no,
don't
no,
eat
no.
much. You drink a little bit of
No.
water, and that's really all you
No,
do.
I'm more, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm writing stuff. I'm taking notes. I'm trying to do that. So, but and the press box down at the Eagles, though, they're constantly feeding you.
Well, that's nice.
So
Must be
it's
nice, this
there's
guy.
more lure to eat at the Eagles, and unlike Andrew, I don't need it as much, but I do enjoy it.
I'm fine. I went through my time. All
It
right,
is fun.
of chubby tunas. All right, well that'll do it for today's edition of Post Show Headlines. Subscribe.
And if you have anything, like send us an email, send us a mention, whatever. If there's something you want us to do on one of these, we will gladly take care
Yeah, we
of
say headlines, but we use that lightly. Like
Very lightly.
Cooper saying Tommy's Tiki Bar was not a headline in the
No,
news.
it's a headline for my day, though.
Yeah, so send some stuff to us, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.